My name's Hannah Ellis. I'm the co-founder and managing partner at the Workplace Employment Lawyers. We are a boutique specialist employment law firm acting for large and small employers Australia-wide. I met Marcus initially at the practice management course. I was keen to do everything right from the outset, and Marcus was a very knowledgeable presenter at the FMRC course that I had to do in order to start my own law firm. Immediately reached out to him and sought his assistance, and he's been by my side supporting our firm ever since with a range of IT and cybersecurity needs. Obviously over time our needs have increased as our client base has become more sophisticated, and the products and services that he's offering us now look very different to those that he provided us initially. But we are very glad that he's been able to service us throughout that entire business life cycle, and that we can sleep at night knowing that everything's well taken care of and looked after. Well, I think for us there are a lot of challenges with IT because none of us have that as a core competency within the team. So for us, it's really about making sure that our external supplier feels like a part of our internal team, and that we have the immediate support that we need, because we're often working on really important time-critical projects. So for us, it was about finding a partner that we could trust and making sure that they were as responsive as we are to our clients, so that whenever we need them, there's someone available. One of the key things that Jam Cyber has helped us with is making sure that we have all of the back-end systems and supports in place so that we do meet the requirements of those big multinational clients, and we're not prohibited from growing. I think the consequences of not having the right cybersecurity and IT supports in place for us is just being able to sleep at night. We have so much information. Regardless of the size of the clients, I'd like to know that we are protected. And I think as a business owner, there's so many things you lose sleep about. But this is one thing that I don't want to lose sleep over, because I don't know anything about it. So it's really something that you have to invest in from the outset, and that you really can't compromise on in terms of quality of the provider, in my view. For me, Jam Cyber was really a market leader in the boutique employment law space in terms of their IT and cybersecurity offering. So we chose them very early on and have grown with them as time has evolved and our practice has evolved. And I've always felt like I'm in really good hands, and I feel like I can have robust conversations. I can probe and push and make sure that I'm comfortable with the product or the service that's being provided, and make sure that it's kind of best in market, best price. So yeah, for us it was, we haven't had to look around since we've chosen them when we started our firm, mostly because they've met our needs and they've been really responsive to what we need and our evolving kind of increased security concerns and requirements. They have managed to keep up with all of those. So for me, choosing Jam Cyber was really about choosing someone who I had confidence in, that I felt would be able to grow with our firm. So for me, it was about when I identified that Marcus was really the kind of thought leader in the space, and he was across all the latest technologies and issues, it was a no-brainer. Jam Cyber manages all of our IT and cybersecurity needs, so it's a fully outsourced service, which is perfect for us, knowing nothing about IT. Now, I seem to have more computer issues than most, and I can feel really comfortable that Jam Cyber is always there to take my calls and help me resolve things, often when I'm not in the greatest of moods, and so they're really good sports about that too. As an employment lawyer, we also see a lot of businesses get into trouble, I suppose, when they don't successfully manage the employee onboarding and offboarding process, particularly offboarding with employees who may not have left on the best terms. So that's an area that we work really closely with Jam Cyber to make sure that that runs seamlessly, and it means that we don't have any exposure when an employee leaves in terms of ongoing access or other kind of system issues, but we can also maintain the appropriate records that we need to as a law firm of their emails and their system usage, etc., so that we've got those to hand if we need them. But that's another area that I think it's really important for businesses to get right, and it's often forgotten. The two main reasons that I like dealing with Jam Cyber are because of their ability to break down really complicated technical concepts and reasons for doing things into a format that I can understand, which is really important. And the other one is that the people are really nice to deal with. They're always very kind and empathetic, and they really want to get the solution for you as quickly as possible. You know, for me, cybersecurity is not just an IT issue, it's a whole of business issue, because if you are crippled by some form of attack, really that's going to affect your ability to operate as a business, potentially in the longer term as well as the short term. So I like the way that the Jam Cyber team really integrates the solution and makes sure that all of the security aspects are dealt with in so many different kind of parts of the service that they provide, because that really does recognise that it's an all-encompassing business issue. So Jam Cyber really helped us obtain those multinational clients by assisting us in completing the voluminous questionnaires and documentation requirements. That was the first stage, and then it was really about implementing any improvements that we required as a firm in order to meet those standards. Jam Cyber's support was really crucial in terms of us securing some of those larger multinational clients, because frankly I didn't even understand some of the questions that were being asked of us. So not only did the Jam Cyber team help us break down what those questions meant, but they also made sure that any back-end improvements that we needed to implement could be implemented, so that we were, could then be effectively onboarded with those clients. And thereafter, it's really about maintaining the requirements of those clients. So it's about me escalating as and when new requirements come into place, and Jam Cyber then assists us to put in place whatever it is that we need from a back-end perspective to continually be accredited as a supplier for those multinational clients. I would recommend Jam Cyber because they have an ability to break down complex IT and cybersecurity issues. They also are delightful to deal with, and I think if you're going to deal with a supplier every day, every week, every month, you've got to make sure that you talk the same language. And I think the Jam Cyber team really are on the same page as our team, and that's why it works as an effective partnership.